Hello and welcome, sports fans, to the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. I'm gonna finish tonight with the remainder of sports news. I had to wait for the UFC pay-per-view, and obviously some of those Sweet 16 games to come to conclusion, and they have. And we're gonna start out with the UFC, and then later on, I will get on to a school that is celebrating its first trip to the Elite Eight in school history. And you kind of will be shocked because they've been known as a basketball school. But I'll give you a clue. But not really for the women's until this year. We're going to start off with UFC260. The results are in. Marc-Andre Barriault won by TKO against Abu Azatar. We have Michael Olik Sejuku. A lot of these names are so hard to pronounce and say, so bear with me, guys. These are just woof. These names just roll off. They don't roll off the tongue. I'm gonna tell you all that right now. But anyways, Michael Olik Suchek won by decision against Modestus Bukakis. Trying my best to say these names. Next fight, Abukar Nurmagomedov wins decision against Jared Gooden. Hey, look, an easy name. Seriously. Alonzo Minifield wins by submission against Fabio Charant. Jamie Malarkey wins by KO against Kamaworthy. In the women's, Miranda Maverick defeated Gillian Robertson. Sean O'Malley defeats Thomas Almeida. KO. Maybe an upset because, it was close. It was like people 51% picked Tyron Woodley. You were wrong. Vicente Luque defeats Tyron Woodley by submission. And in the main event, and after one of the best UFC years, for a fighter, anyways, Francis Ngannou wins. Second round KO. He was bringing the heat tonight. He brought the heat to Stipe Miocic and is a new heavyweight champion. So we have a new heavyweight champion in Francis. He gets a quick second round KO. Thought it would actually probably go farther. But yeah. That was pretty quick, to be honest. It was quite quick. Yeah, it was definitely one of those where it was just he just brought it. He just brought it to Stipe today. We're gonna now go to the NBA. Ex-Spurs star LaMarcus Aldridge, per agent, sourced by the agent, says he is joining the Nets. Now you had Blake Griffin come there. Now you're gonna have LaMarcus Aldridge come there. You'll have Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant. When all these pieces are all on the floor, that's a brutal lineup. They are just They are just trying to make sure a guarantee the championship this year. Um, it's crazy. Sources are saying right now that the Lakers are in the lead to sign to land Andre Drummond, center. Might be good because if you do make it to the finals, I mean, the Nets are building a stacked team over there. It's crazy. If the Nets lose, it's going to be worse than the Lakers did. Whenever they tried to build that super team. Remember whenever they had like Karl Malone, they had Gary Payton. Yeah, they had Kobe. They tried to shake one with an older team, basically. A lot of older Hall of Famers. They mixed them with, Shaq and Kobe and stuff, and lost to Detroit. Um, yeah, that didn't work out. But I'll tell you what, it's 10 times worse if the Nets lose. 10 times worse if the Nets lose this year. No way they should lose. Um, Evan Fournier, who got traded to the Celtics, is going to be. You're gonna have to wait a little while for his debut with the Celtics. He is in COVID protocol, so he is in quarantine right now. We got scores. The Detroit Pistons fall to the Washington Wizards, 106-92. We got the New York Knicks still staying strong in the Eastern Conference, looking to make the playoffs. Like, playing really good, surprisingly, even though they have a stupid owner in James Dolan, who for some reason, I don't know why the NBA ain't trying to force him to sell. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks 102-96. Houston beats Minnesota 129-107. San Antonio Spurs defeat the Bulls 120-104. And New Orleans Pelicans defeat the Mavericks 112-103. The Boston Celtics defeat OKC 111-94. Utah Jazz defeat the Memphis Grizzlies 126-110. The Lakers beat the 76ers, or the Clippers, LA Clippers defeat the Philadelphia 76ers 122-112. And the Sacramento Kings win a very tight one against the Cleveland Cavaliers 100-98. Yes. Oof, what a year. What a shocking year right now in the NBA, because everybody said this coming year, man, the Lakers are going to straight up repeat after they won. It made it sound so easy. And then the Nets came in and said, say what? And the Clippers are staying strong. The Lakers are having issues with their two biggest stars, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It just looks different. Utah's the one seed. It just looks different. It feels different right now at this point in the NBA season. It feels like the Lakers could be a second round out right now. I think they can still win the first round matchup as of right now, but second round, man, I they could be out. I mean, the Jazz are not going to be easy as that top seed. Because right now, like, the Lakers are looking at like that 4 or 5 matchup. And then you probably be getting into it with the top seed, the Utah Jazz, as of right now. I don't know if they need more firepower. Because Utah is, their chemistry is really good and they're playing really well together right now. We're going to go to the NCAA. let's start out with the women because I want to get a shout out to my college team. I want to give a big shout out to the LEAUGES as the Indiana women's basketball team in the Sweet 16 knock out the first 1 seed to be knocked out of the tournament, and that was the 1 seed that they beat. We have in North Carolina State falling to 4 seed Indiana in a very good tight game, 73-70 for Indiana's very first ever Elite Eight appearance in school history for the women's. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers on their first Elite Eight appearance. Kudos. Y'all are having a great year. Continue it. I actually picked NC State to win. I thought that it would be a good game. Could be a good game, but I just thought that NC State would be too much. But Indiana hung tight, played really great defense, honestly. There were stretches. They were down like 7 early, and then they went up 9 straight points, caused like 4 turnovers on 5 possessions. They just looked really good and really sunk in on defense at key moments, and that won them this game. Hands down, that won them this game. Is those stretches where they just defensively took over and caused havoc and caused turnovers. So kudos to the Indiana Hoosiers. Not enough credit this year. But finally you got one of those like mid-ranked top 25 teams beat a top 3 team in the country. Top, actually, 1, 2. Very good. So Indiana's going to the Elite Eight. We also have some more scores here. Number 1 seed UConn. Oh, here we go with the shocker, you guys. Against 5 seed Iowa. Oh ho ho. Wait for it. 92-72. Oh, we didn't see that coming. Who didn't? 2 seed Baylor. A very tight, close win. They get a 78-75 win against 6 seed Michigan to advance to Elite Eight as well. And we get 3 seed Arizona, which I did not see them beating Texas A&M, but flat out beat Texas A&M by 15, 74-59, knocking out 2 seed Texas A&M. So number 3 seed Arizona also heading to the Elite Eight. We also have NIT semifinal score, the not invited tournament. 4 seed Mississippi State, 84. And 4 seed Louisiana Tech, 62. Mississippi State advances to the NIT championship game to face top seed Memphis, who has cruised along. So you will have 1 seed Memphis versus 4 seed Mississippi State in the NIT championship game. And who truly cares about that? I don't. That's when the NCAA will do any and everything to make as much money as possible. The NIT tournament is stupid. That is okay. So basically, you're gonna cry me a river and make a NIT tournament because teams complain that they didn't make it. When it's 64, it was 64. Now it went up to even added 4 more. 68 teams. I'm sorry, NCAA and colleges. If you can't make a 68-man team tournament, that is on you and your players. Flat out. I mean, Jesus Christ. We supposed to put in half of these colleges? It's stupid. Like I said, NCAA will find any way to make as much money as possible. And the NIT is retardedly stupid. I wish it would go away. It's just stupid. Again, I wouldn't call this an upset because these are two lower seeds that met in the Sweet 16 on the men's side. But 12 seed Oregon State beats 8 seed Loyola Chicago. So one of them was going to the Elite Eight. Not an upset in my eyes. 65-58 Oregon State. We have 3 seed Arkansas scratching by barely against 15 seed Oral Roberts, who came to play, had a lead, and just down the stretch, Arkansas won it. 72-70. By far, probably the best game. Them and the women's, Indiana and North Carolina State game. Probably the two best games today. Baylor, top seed 62. 5 seed Villanova, 51. So Baylor advances to the Elite Eight on the men's side. And Houston with a convincing 62-46 win over 11 seed Syracuse. There's all the teams that advanced to the Elite Eight on the men's and women's side. And there's your UFC and NBA scores and news. I just want to add that the Lakers, to me, the Lakers and Clippers right now have really got to get their act together if LA even wants to be in the Western Conference Finals. Because as of right now, I definitely thought one of the two would be in the Western Conference Finals this year. But as of right now, neither one of them are. Neither one of them are conference finals worthy to me. I don't think they've done enough. I think they need better players. I don't think the Clippers did enough by going and getting Rondo. I honestly, Lou Williams can give you buckets. But, hey, and with the injuries with the Lakers, they're going to keep losing until they come back. So they're just going to fall in the seedings. And whenever tournament time comes, they're probably going to be fighting to get to the Western Conference Final. I would not be shocked if by the time they got there, depending on if it took like 3 weeks for LeBron, and AD came back around the same time, we could be looking at a 6-seed Laker team come tournament time. So, yeah. They're definitely going to have a rough way to make it to the NBA Finals if that happens. So I don't know. The West is tough. Always is, usually. Except for the 90s, it was definitely the East in the 90s and the 80s. But definitely right now, it's 2020. That West took over. Let me know down below, where do you think the LA Lakers are going to drop to seed-wise in the Western Conference by the time LeBron and AD get back on the court together? And where do you think they'll finish when to start the playoffs? What seed do you think they'll finish at? Put that in the comments below. Also put me in the comments. Let me know if the Nets are a lock now with getting LaMarcus Aldridge. Just that is a lot. It's a lot of pieces that they have. So I can understand if they're a clear favorite and if you think they're flat out just going to win it all. Like I said, I'm a Lakers fan, but I completely understand. Because right now, I got them winning it. To be honest, I got the Nets winning right now. Because I don't know how AD's doing or LeBron. And I'm not even a LeBron fan. Kobe fan. Never been a LeBron fan, but a hell of a great player. Top 10, top 5 all time greatest player. But just looks like maybe the injury bug is starting to catch up with his age. I don't know. That is what a lot of people are saying right now, and it could be true. He is getting up there in age, but he's had a really amazing run with not being really injured. So, yeah. We'll see how that goes. Also, hope you guys tune in tomorrow. We have some more Sweet 16 matchups. The other 4 games on the women's and men's side play tomorrow. Let me know, who do y'all think, what's the Elite Eight gonna be for each, the women and men's? What's all the 8 teams gonna be? We already know 4 of them from both sides, but what do you think the other 4 will be? Who do you think will win the games tomorrow and advance to the Elite Eight in their respect tournaments? Thank y'all for listening. If you could just like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. There will be more videos uploaded. And again, thank you all for tuning in and watching. It's the Rocky Sports Talk Sheet. Peace out, guys.